I'm Sandra Noel, and as chair of the CSPC Award Committee, and as a policy analyst in Minister Duncan's portfolio at ISED, it is such an incredible honor to have her here with us today to recognize the winner and runners-up of CSPC's second annual Science Policy Award of Excellence Youth category. We designed this award to help young Canadians see themselves as important contributors to finding evidence-based solutions to the complex problems that we face as a society. And I would like to thank our award selection committee members, Dr. Ted Sue. Can you, Ted, stand up? And Melanie Cullens of the National Research Council, and Paul Dufour of the University of Ottawa and Policy Works. They brought a great breadth of perspectives and experience to the awards process, and they were so impressed by the caliber of the proposals and the creativity and passion of these budding contributors to the science policy process that is why we have two runners-up and an award winner. We thought we couldn't pick just one, and we really, really wanted to highlight not only these three wonderful proposals, but if you follow the link that you'll see up on the screen and on your brochure, you'll actually find a number of full policy proposals that we hope you'll share and pick up on some of these wonderful evidence-based ideas. Applications were judged blind based on effective use of evidence, the expected impact of the proposal, creativity, and how clearly they communicated their solutions in plain language, which is something that we all strive for. Minister Duncan, you are someone who is truly passionate about scientific evidence, about science, and about encouraging young people to make their contribution in the world, whether it's through public service or some other mechanism. So I can't think of a better person to present these awards. It's so wonderful that you're here to join us for this. So please help me welcome award runner-up Jessica Ross of the University of Ottawa. She was inspired to get Canadian regulators and municipalities to rethink phosphorus and see how we can recapture this valuable and limited resource to our food supply that is also a pollutant in our waterways. Congratulations, Jessica. Now, please join me in welcoming runner-up Robert Gooding Townsend, who is a mathematical biology student at the University of Waterloo, and he was inspired to use his passion for game theory to find a way to reduce the administrative burden of applying for research funding. And finally, please help me welcome Amani Sahi, a recent Dalhousie graduate and Vancouver native who was inspired by family tragedy to find a way to ensure that fewer Canadians suffer from adverse drug reactions. She is our winning proposal, and I do hope you will all read it. She is also working actively with the BC government to see this adopted.
Hello, everyone. It's really a bit of a surprise for me that I won this award and I'm here, because the last time that I took a science class, I was in grade 10, and I really hated sciences and anything to do with math, so that was never really my forte. So my background is in political science. So I started caring about science a few years ago. So about 4.5 years ago, my little sister, who was a 19-year-old student at the University of British Columbia, she had the common cold, and she went to go visit UBC Student Health Services, and over there the doctor gave her a sample of an Advil cold and sinus pill. So she took that pill, and within 12 hours, her entire body was covered with blisters, and she had to be transported by ambulance to Vancouver General Hospital, where once they did a biopsy, they told us that she would pass away in 1 or 2 days. So the disease that she had got was an adverse drug reaction to Advil, and is called toxic epidermal necrolysis. And usually individuals who do get this disease, they don't end up surviving. So we were with her in the intensive care unit at Vancouver General for about 3.5 weeks, just praying and hoping that she would recover from that experience. So through some miracle, she did recover. Though what the disease did was it did destroy her tear ducts, so individuals have about 8 tear ducts under each eyelid, and she only has 2 left. So for the rest of her life, she will have to put drops in her eyes every hour or so, and she has to go visit an eye care specialist every 3 weeks. So this was something that I never really thought about, adverse drug reactions. And then it was something that I put off to the side while I went off to grad school. And then about a year and a half ago, I came across an article in The Atlantic on genomics. And it was talking about how individuals have different gene variants, and gene variants can lead to adverse drug reactions, and they can also relate to many other diseases. So I went to Chapters and bought books on introductory to genomics and genetics, and started researching about this area that I knew absolutely, completely nothing about. And when I did a literature review, I found that there were individuals and there were hospitals in Thailand, Singapore, and Taiwan that had actually conducted studies where they saw that individuals who had my sister's disease, it was caused by a genetic variant. So it really was a genetic variant that had led to my sister's almost death. So taking my research, I brought it over to UBC Pharmaceutical Sciences and Life Sciences, just made a cold call to them one day and said, hey, do you want to meet with me? And just speaking with individuals there, they said it is possible to develop a test. So there is a test in place that can be easily developed in Canada because we are home to Canada's Michael Smith Genome Sequencing Center. So that means that we can actually start to prevent adverse drug reactions. So in my proposal, what I had proposed was that when children are born in our hospitals, from the very first day that they're born, they should be tested so we can know what their gene variants are. And now we have a complete list of the gene variants and when they combine with certain drugs, so that combination leads to an adverse drug reaction. So through that, we can prevent up to 22,000 deaths in Canada a year. That is how many Canadians die every year from adverse drug reactions. And also, just in BC alone, $1 billion of our financial expenditures go towards just treating adverse drug reactions. So there's billions of dollars in cost savings and thousands of lives that could be prevented if we use genetic testing to identify gene variants. And that's my proposal.
I would invite you to give another round of applause to our 3 young agents of change. And I hope that you'll visit our website link and look at those full proposals because I guarantee they're worth it. I would also invite all of the young people in the audience, and I know there are many, to think if you're under 35 and you have a great idea and you want to explore it and you want to find out what the evidence is and what we can do about it, please, please, please consider applying next year for the Science Policy Excellence Award, CSPC program. And we hope to continue this ongoing dialogue with our young people and to be a platform to encourage them to contribute to policy in meaningful ways. Thank you very much.